Phil Kornblut from Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, where the Gamecocks fall to top-ranked Kentucky this afternoon, 58-43. The Wildcats took control of this game late in the first half. Darius Thornwell hit a three for the Gamecocks to put them ahead by a point, but at that moment, the Gamecock offense just died. They didn't make another basket for 9 minutes. Into the second half, the drought continued, and by then, Kentucky had built a double-digit lead, and the Gamecocks really were not able to make any kind of a serious run at Kentucky at that point. In fact, the Gamecocks in the second half, they made just 4 shots, only 4 shots from the floor in the second half for South Carolina. Free throw shooting kind of kept them within some sort of range. The Gamecocks were 16 of 21, and they did a great job on the boards once again, out-rebounding Kentucky 40-28. The Wildcats only had 3 offensive rebounds. The Gamecocks took 14 more shots. Just like in the Tennessee game, they had many more opportunities, but they could not cash it in. USC ends up shooting 22.6%, only 12 made field goals on the day for South Carolina. Kentucky ends up at 46%. And Kentucky, you know, they did a little bit of zone, but John Calipari, their coach, didn't feel like that was them. That wasn't their style of play, and so they mostly stuck with man-to-man and depended on their bigs to guard the basket. In South Carolina, trying to attack the rim, ended up having a number of shots blocked. They ended up with 9 blocks by the Kentucky bigs. But Frank Martin, unlike the other night after the Tennessee loss, he felt much better about his team. Despite losing today, he liked the effort. He felt like his guys got back to what they were doing in December when they beat Oklahoma State and when they beat Iowa State. They were much more aggressive, much more physical. And so he feels like despite the loss, there is something positive to take from this game. But playing in front of a sold-out crowd and in front of the biggest gathering of football recruits for January, it would have been nice for South Carolina to come away with a victory to give them something to build on, but not the case this afternoon against the top-ranked Wildcats. They improved to 19-0, 6-0 in the SEC, and the Gamecocks fall to 10-8, 1-5. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Leading scorer for USC, Darius Thornwell, with 14 points, only 3 of 11 from the floor for him. High scorer in the game, the freshman sensation, Devin Booker for Kentucky, 18 points, 6 of 9 from the floor. And so the Gamecocks hit the road. Wednesday night they'll be at LSU and then back at home next Saturday afternoon against the Georgia Bulldogs. So again, Kentucky comes in, the number 1 ranked team in the country. Had a lot of fans in the building as well, and they were very loud and very proud and very pleased at the end of the day. Their team wins at 58-43 over the Gamecocks. Check out our complete coverage, post-game interviews right here at sportstalksc.com, and we'll talk about it Monday night on Sports Talk. We'll see you then.